The irregularly rotating nut you see now hides a secret said to be capable of destroying the entire world. The Soviet Union even kept it classified for 10 years until the media exposed it after the Soviet dissolution. This is the terrifying Janibek effect. During the US-Soviet space race, the Soviet Union first sent humans into space and conducted successful spacewalks. Not to be outdone, the US directly took the competition to the lunar project. After the US achieved victory by landing on the moon, the failing Soviet Union decided to instead build a long-term space station, the Salyut program. Salyut 7 was the most advanced station in this series, launched in 1982 and operating successfully for nearly 9 years. The bizarre Janibek effect was discovered during this time. On February 11, 1985, Salyut 7's power system failed. Unfortunately, no astronauts were aboard the station orbiting 300 kilometers above Earth. Salyut 7 lost all contact with the ground, drifting uncontrolled like a kite without its string. It could drift anywhere, even crashing to Earth. However, Salyut 7 had only operated for less than 3 years at that point. The Soviet Union did not want to abandon this space station, as its crash would be a disgrace in the space race. Worse, when the US learned of this, they prepared to capture Salyut 7 and obtain its technical secrets. Alarmed, the Soviet Union realized their only choice was to find and repair the station before the US could. After 4 months of preparation, cosmonauts Janibek and Salyut urgently boarded the Soyuz spacecraft for this mission. Janibek was the most experienced with docking, having manually docked with Salyut 6 previously. Salyut was an outstanding engineer who had set the record for longest spaceflight time. These two were truly elite cosmonauts. After 2 frantic days of searching, they finally located Salyut 7. However, its solar panels were closed, meaning it was completely powerless. Inside would be freezing cold, with all equipment frosted over. Worse, the station was continually rotating as predicted from the ground. For Soyuz to dock, it had to match Salyut 7's rotation speed of 28,000 kilometers per hour. Docking at such speeds with the rotating station was extremely hazardous. Any mistake could be catastrophic. Sure enough, the first docking attempt failed. Ground crew calculated that for Soyuz to redock, its speed needed to increase further. But at that velocity, they would only get one chance, as failure meant collision. So Janibek nervously accelerated the Soyuz, gradually adjusting distance. Ultimately, at the critical moment, he successfully manually docked with the spinning station. Although successfully docked, Salyut 7's interior was dire due to the power failure, disabling all temperature controls, frosting over all equipment. They had to perform emergency repairs in extreme cold. However, during repairs, a bizarre phenomenon occurred. When Janibek opened delivered equipment, he found it locked by a butterfly nut. Trying to remove it in weightlessness, instead of steadily rotating, the nut suddenly flipped 180 degrees after a short time, then continued spinning. After a while, it turned back, repeatedly cycling this motion. This defied common sense, immediately catching Janibek's attention. Looking out at the rotating Earth, he realized it was like a magnified version of the flipping nut. If Earth underwent a polar reversal, it would cause cataclysmic environmental changes, super earthquakes, massive tsunamis, shifted climates, etc. These unimaginable disasters could wipe out most life. So after their mission, Janibek reported this discovery. The Soviet authorities took it extremely seriously, classifying it as top secret until their 1991 dissolution. In a paper titled The Twisted Tennis Racket, later published in a scientific journal, the phenomenon was described. If you throw a tennis racket face first towards yourself, not only will it spin, but it will rotate 180 degrees around the handle axis. When caught again, the originally back-facing side now faces you. However, thrown from other angles, the racket simply flips over without changing orientation. Phones and books behave similarly when thrown. This is analogous to the Janibek effect. In space or on Earth, rigid bodies seem to remain stable, rotating around their maximum or minimum axes of inertia. But rotating around the intermediate axis causes the 180-degree flip. If using a cylinder like a partially filled milk bottle, when rotated around its minimum inertia axis, the uneven liquid distribution causes a centrifugal effect, making the bottle rotate stably around its maximum inertia axis, resulting in positional displacement. So we don't need to worry about Earth flipping over, as 71% of its surface is ocean. Like the liquid-filled bottle, it will only rotate around its maximum inertia axis, Earth's spin axis, keeping it permanently stable. However, some scientists claim Earth's magnetic field reverses on average every 500,000 years, with over 100 reversals in the past 70 million years. If true, this would catastrophically impact life on Earth. What do you think of this claim?